Mental health professionals, this video is just for you, and you could be a psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, social worker, any of those, and you're dealing with people's mental health. This video is just for you so that you can know exactly what you can write off on your taxes in the tax season. So keep watching. Hi there, guys, and thanks for joining me at the Financial Spotlight. I'm Chantrell, and I'm here to give you financial tips and tricks that are going to help you on your road to know your money. And today, what we're going to talk about is all of the tax deductions, tax write-offs, whatever you want to call it, that you can take if you are a mental health professional. Now, these days, mental health professionals are becoming more and more a regular part of our society. Back in the day, people weren't really into their mental health, and that's a sad, sad thing. But now mental health is really being paid attention to at a high amount, and that is a great thing because there are different companies that hire you. There's all types of companies out there that are hiring people for online therapy. People are also running their own businesses as therapists and online therapists, etc. So I'm on here to help you if you have your own business. If you are also a 1099 employee, which means the people send you a 1099 NEC every year, or if you actually work for someone, there are some things that you might be able to write off, and that would be maybe through your state. But unfortunately, with federal government and the changes that are happening right now, and this is 2024, the changes that have happened, those things are not able to be written off. But let's focus on those people that are self-employed and you're a 1099 employee and you are reporting your income and your expenses on a Schedule C. So the first thing that you can write off as a mental health professional is this office space that you rent. So if you are renting your space somewhere, maybe you are renting on a monthly basis, a weekly basis, maybe you are office sharing, whatever that may be, you're going to be able to write that off on your taxes as rental. And on Schedule C, you'll see the rental area, and that is where you can write that off. Also, if you use your home office, you can write off the space that you use to see patients there. So these are things that you can write off and how you can write them off. The second thing you can write off is continued education. Now, when we think of continued education, sometimes we think of just going somewhere for a seminar or a class or something like that. But no, that's not the only continued education that you can write off. If you're taking online courses, if you're doing some type of training where you're at home and you're training, if you have training booklets that you're receiving and using to increase your education and your knowledge. Of course, if you attend workshops or if you go to seminars and different courses and classes, those can be written off as well. But these things can be written off as continued education. Your third thing that you can write off are the programs that you use. So you might be using Zoom, you might be using QuickBooks, you might be using Office Word, any of those things, you might be using them and paying for the usage. If so, you need to make sure that you write those off on your taxes. In addition would be like a thing like Calendly. Say you're using Calendly to schedule your meetings, or you're using Asana or something like that, and you have to pay for it. These are things that you're going to be able to write off on your taxes. And the next thing that you can write off is office furniture and decorations. So you're trying to get your office in order. You're trying to furnish it. Make sure you have couches and tables and end tables, chairs, a desk. You might have a bookcase. You might have different things that go in your office. Your computer, your laptop, you might have a what do you call it when a big screen where you're showing a therapy video or something of that nature. Those things can all be written off on your taxes. Don't fret, because I have a free, yes I said a free tax deduction list, plus a guide to guide you through and tell you every single deduction and exactly why and how you write it off on your taxes. Go ahead and download that today. Link is down below in the description box. You'll thank me later. Okay, the next thing that you can write off on your taxes is advertising. And I say this on multiple videos, and I have a whole video that I will link up top that you can watch that's talking about advertising and what is considered advertising. But as a mental health professional, your advertising can come in many different ways. It could be business cards that you're passing out. Maybe you are promoting yourself and you have to pay for the promotion on any of the social media platforms. Maybe you have a social media manager that is managing it and you can pay them. Maybe you have your website, and on your website, you are promoting your information, promoting your business. You can write that off. Also, if you get flyers, if you run an ad in the newspaper, if you're running ads in magazines, or if you are doing, some people send out, you know how real estate agents, sometimes they send out those cards, those flyers, and they get mailed to you at your home. Maybe you're doing that as a mental health professional. And those things can also be written off as advertising. So the next thing that you can write off is health insurance. Health insurance is very important, especially if you are self-employed. You need to find the best health care for you and your family. And you can write that off on your taxes because it is an expense that is going to help you continue to maintain your health so that you can help someone else be mentally healthy, right? And then our next one is professional dues and memberships. And I know that every month or even annually, mental health professionals need to pay dues and pay for memberships and partnerships. So as an auditing and accounting professional, I get a monthly magazine for auditors and accountants. And I pay a annual membership fee to get that information. So as a mental health therapist or mental health professional, you might be paying the same type of monthly fees or annual fees to get those type of catalogs or magazines to enhance your education and your knowledge. Next will be legal fees. Legal fees can include if you had to pay to set up for an LLC, if you're able to run an LLC in your state. Maybe you paid for a lawyer to trademark your name. Maybe you paid for copyright information, or whatever it is that you paid someone for a legal professional for, maybe to write contracts, etc. for you, then you can write that off on your taxes as well. Now, with computers, I spoke about that before as in reference to like furnishing your office, but with computers and with phones and fax machines or printers or any of those type of things, those electronic equipment, you can write those off on your taxes, and you can also collect a depreciation for them because they depreciate over time. So you can write off the depreciation every year. You would need to talk to your tax professional to find out how you would work with that depreciation and how it works for you, but you can write it off. And the last thing that you would want to write off on your taxes are the utilities that you pay. Utilities can be written off, and this is very important if you use your home, or even if you rent a location and you pay monthly utilities. You might have electricity, water, garbage, whatever that is coming in and out of the location that you rent or that you own or that you are using, and you have to pay that every month. then you can write that off on your taxes as well. I hope that these 10 things have helped you to understand exactly what deductions that you can take off on your taxes. Make sure that you download that free tax deduction guide. Again, the link is in the description box below. And as always, share this with your family and friends so that they will know exactly what information or what things that they can write off on their taxes as well. Thanks for joining me. Have a great one. Bye.